Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. Just having a look at the ASX. It's up slightly, 0.2%, and obviously, like I always say, trading sideways. That's fine for us. And our stocks actually have done particularly well today. I mean, the way our stocks have been behaving, you think the market was up 3 or 4%. I'll just go for that in a while. Just ORE, we put that as a trend, and I think obviously we're buying it, but I think everyone saw this is a great story. ORE there got really good. I think they're going to have some good production numbers coming out this month and next month. This is only going to drive this share price up. I mean, it's a great company making revenue, bringing in a lot of revenue now. I mean, fantastic money they're getting on these on lithium at the moment, and this to me certainly, this certainly to me looks even more bullish than it did this morning. So if you're not in it, don't worry if you didn't get in at 401. 413 is fine. 415. This is certainly looks to me very, very bullish, and I think over the next 2 or 3 weeks we could make some really good money on ORE. Again, I think we've already made sort of something like 25-30% already on this stock, trending it over the last few months, and hopefully we'll do some more. Generally speaking, the trending stocks, obviously ORE did well for us this morning, and BAP is obviously up. I mean, I was saying to a guy on the phone today, I think, really a 2-year-old could actually trend BAP. I don't think you can get a better looking stock. So again, it looks absolutely fantastic. So I think it's just time, and we'll be making some money there, as with FXL. Again, sort of just beautifully really holding what we like to call the happy line, one of the most happy of happiest lines, and it's holding it pretty well. And obviously BAP forever is holding its happy lines absolutely brilliantly. Focus, it's come back. It's it's got a fantastic trend. Come back, it's testing around these happy lines, but it tends to do that. Focus, I do expect we're going to get another really sort of good buy signal on Focus, so I think it'll be one of these sort of trends we'll top up on. It does look very good. And GHC obviously just sort of stuck in the looks really fine. It will have its move up fairly soon. I don't know if it's this week or next week, but the stock is holding that sort of Equity Story happy line absolutely perfectly, so it looks absolutely fine. And hopefully those CBA and Westpac are both up pretty well today. They're going to range trade pretty nicely, and certainly with CBA we hopefully will end up with a nice dividend out of it, and Westpac we might bail out of that one if it jumps up a little higher. We'll see. I mean, we did believe a few weeks ago these banks were turning. I think we got it wrong really, but I think we were watching a little bit ANZ, and if you actually look at ANZ, it's often the sort of the first one of the banks to get going, and it's normally the first one to start getting a lot lower. And you can see ANZ actually looking really bullish on that long term, and that short term getting a really nice sort of trend up. So our belief was the banks are going to follow suit, and we could still be right. So the jury's out on that one, and we're watching it, and obviously we're watching it pretty carefully. Just today, some of the 3-year growths, I mean, they're just up. Adasol up another 6.8%. I think that was a great, obviously we love Adasol. It's one of our 3-year growth stories. We love things, we love stories going up because that's what we're in. We're in the money business, but we love companies which are obviously growing their earnings by over 30, 40, 50%. As long as companies are doing that and the general story stays the same, they tend to do well. Especially Adasol, 50% of its earnings are recurring revenue. So with 8 to 12-year contracts, just a great story. And I think it was it was sold down, and obviously quickly found a lot of support around these sort of levels. And again, really all the old favourites, BWX up 5% today, and Appin up 2.4%, and GTK only up 3%. Elder's up, and OTW is up. ATM, A2 Milk, again, we are singing the praises of this one last night. Again, we really do like the chart, and what this company represents. And actually, from a charting pattern, it's actually looking really bullish. And if we can hold this sort of bullish look by the end of the week, this could certainly be worth adding this as a trend. I do think it's going up, so it looks very, very good. And again, how can you believe it? Corporate travel. And we had this one at $6, and this is this is a very typical stock holding that long-term trend. You see, it has tested a little bit like Vocus at the moment is testing it. It has tested it in the past and beautifully held it and bounced back off. But again, I do think I wouldn't be buying corporate travel around here. Obviously, we put this one on at $6. I'd rather you buy this. I think this will come back to around this sort of 16, maybe just a little bit under $16, and I think potentially could be much better buying around that sort of level, obviously. But all in all, we're absolutely stoked the way the 3-year growth stories are moving, and also actually some of the although I would like to just say something about the trending or trading psychology. I think there's been a bit of heat that's gone out of this year, out of these sort of say the micro cap stocks, and the ones that we are looking to put on, the ones that are really doing well this year are the stocks like Moi, which we put on at 11 cents, the ones that have sort of really good revenue streams. And actually, if you're looking at Moi, it absolutely still looks really, really bullish, and I do think it's it's a 45 or 50 cent stock in the medium term. But again, we had some I think you do have to be patient, but certainly all the movement I think in this sort of lower end of the market is actually and all the stocks that have been doing really well is going to this sort of mid cap space. So the micro cap stocks definitely, I'd say at the moment that they have lost. There is a bit of sentiment out of the sector, and so we are concentrating a lot more. And you can see that where I'm talking in the mid caps and these stocks around the ASX 300, a little bit outside the ASX 300, because these are the stories. And there's a classic one, Hansen, one we trended quite a few times. These are the stories that are absolutely doing brilliantly. And we do equity story like to focus obviously with the area of the stocks which are going up, and I think certainly I do encourage members to at the moment certainly look at these sort of 3-year growth stories, because I think it's certainly where the sort of stories that the market is also looking at the moment. I've just had a lot of calls about gold, and obviously Evolution, Northern Star, again one of our great 3-year growth stories. It's doing really, really well. And from a trading pattern, it looks good. It looks absolutely fine. We could put this on fairly soon. It's just at the moment, gold for me is in a pivotal spot where I think if it can't break through these certain levels, it could sort of turn down pretty sharply. So we'd rather pay a little bit more for Northern Star and make sure we've definitely got a safer trade before we go into it. But certainly it is on our radar, and it certainly does look very good, and we're very happy to obviously be holding in our 3-year growth story stock anyway. The other one, obviously Evolution, again very similar, done everything right, come back, held that sort of long-term trend line, or happy lines like we like to call them now. So it holds the happy lines really well, and it's starting to bounce off it. But just got to be a little bit more careful on gold, because gold can be quite volatile, so you've got to be quite careful how you trend those sort of gold stories. That's why we like obviously the Oricobra story, because it's got the right charting patterns, and for us the lithium price is a little bit more solid, and we don't have to sort of think of that in how we're trending the stories. I think that's all I've got. One more thing, NUH. So one of our little sort of 10 bagger stocks, NUH. I mean, this stock is in its early days. We are big believers in it, and great to see New Hero won the Innovation Awards for their IQ Buds, and I think this I think it was up 25% today. I think the market, this is all wait and see, obviously, to see how how popular these little earbuds are, but we certainly like the story, and I think this hopefully I think since we've opened Equity Story, we've had 18 3-year growth stories on 10 baggers double, and some of those are tripled, quadrupled, and even more. And hopefully, I think possibly we have bets in the office, which is going to be the next one. A lot of money's on XREF at the moment, which is obviously looking really good for us. But maybe this new era could be just for the patient, and you do have to be patient. Like I said, I believe the sentiment is a little bit out of this sector, so I think generally speaking the market are wanting to see some decent revenue before they're really getting excited about a lot of these stocks. So I think just this is certainly one to have on your watch list if you don't already own some shares in it. Anyway, thank you for listening to Equity Story. I apologize about going on a little bit too long tonight, and I look forward to bringing you this report tomorrow night. Thank you. Good night.